Hi lovelies, how are you? Yes, today I'm very fine and I want to talk about stroke myth, and I really want to debunk 3 major ones. Okay, one, I'm going to start with the first one. People think that recovery only happens in the first 6 months after the stroke, and that is a very big myth because neuroplasticity never stops. What do I mean by that? The brain recovering function never stops even after the first 6 months. What happens in the 6 months usually is what we call spontaneous recovery, or the brain healing itself. Okay, so people need to stop thinking that recovery only happens in 6 months. The second myth that people have about stroke is if you get a stroke and then you come out when you're unable to walk or talk, especially talking, that you will never recover that function. Well, the truth is, after you get a stroke or someone gets a stroke, with the right kind of rehabilitation and support, the brain recovers at its own time. And everyone is different. Just like you see, any type of sickness affects people differently. So recovery is dependent on many factors, but most importantly, the support the person is given after they get the stroke. The third myth that I want to debunk today is the fact that people think stroke rehabilitation is physiotherapy. Oh my God, that is the biggest mistake that people make. Have you ever wondered why is it that most of the patients, when they've received physiotherapy, interestingly, as if the hand that was affected never recovers its full function? It's because there is another person on the team that is supposed to help with that kind of recovery, and that is an occupational therapist. There are many other professionals that actually work on different conditions or different concerns the person gets after a stroke, and that can be a mental health worker, because most of these patients are depressed. They cannot imagine the situation they are in after they really wake up from the stroke and realize the state they are in, so really it's not just physical therapy, it is emotional healing, it is speech therapy, it is regain of function that was lost, like bathing or putting on your clothes or brushing your teeth or even feeding self. There is a lot that goes on, and we need to normalize a holistic approach to treatment of people who get stroke, and at the same time knowing that the most important goal is getting or gaining independence at the end of the day. So let's normalize long-term support and having hope, especially when a person gets a stroke. Thank you. Bye bye lovelies, have a beautiful day.